through to one-way fighting with me, Neill Smith, and my man to the left, you're right, I don't know, is Ashley King. And Jesus, we've just had Fight Night Vegas. Was that a UFC 26 whatever? Or was that a fight night?
Fight night. But it felt like a pay-per-view, didn't it, for us? But yeah,
well,
fight night.
It was just on so early for the UK.
Yeah, I love it, mate.
Was that particularly because
like
there has to be UK fighters?
Yeah, it's like, well, you know, this is why we wanted like people from the UK to do so well, so they have stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's in the daytime, it's boss. Or if they have it in like Sweden or like Europe or something, when Gustafsson used to fight, he used to try and make it in the daytime. It's boss.
Awesome, just awesome, mate. I mean, I don't know where to start. I mean, Darren, we'll touch on later. I called it. By the way, I had everyone called. Every single fight I called.
Did you? Yeah.
Every single one. I got about 4 or 5 of them by means as well. I even called. I said Meatball Molly by points, even though you were saying last week you didn't think she was going to do it, but made up for there. But let's touch on Paddy first, lads.
You want to start off with Paddy? Yeah. Sound okay.
Because it was fun.
Honestly, mate, like. It was, for me, it felt like I was, you know when I touch about McGregor and I say like the nervous energy, I got that with Paddy. Like I watched the whole walkout and everything like that. And I was literally like sitting up on the couch and everything, just proper like palm sweaty and everything, just so fucking nervous. And then when he got caught, didn't he, with that left hook, and my heart was just pounding. But like we watch Paddy, don't we? We know what he's like. We know he always gets hits in his fights. It's just his thing.
Sticks his chin out,
yeah, mate.
He needs to tuck that in. He needs to tuck it in. Like, I mean, because he's going to go up the rankings there, and everybody's a killer in that division. The whole Scousers don't get knocked out is fine up until a degree, and you're going to come up. I mean,
until you get knocked out,
mate. It's just. You know, you say that Darren Till got fucking done by Gamebred, didn't he?
I love the catchphrase. The thing is, though, I love his catchphrase. Like, keep that until you get knocked out. Keep it.
Yeah, it's just one of them, though. The day will come because he'll either fight too long or it'll just happen in his career naturally.
Yeah, but for his first fight in the UFC. I actually don't think it could have gone any better. And I know that sounds a bit kind of like, well, he could have not got like caught. But I think that added to the drama because, again, it was kind of like...
I thought he was going to get done.
Yeah.
I just had this... Right, so everyone was writing off that Venderamini or whatever his name is. And I'd watched his last few fights and I said to you last week, he's not soft. He throws big haymakers and they're powerful. But my only problem was... if he didn't connect, because Paddy's usually pretty good with his distance, and he wasn't too bad in the fight. He had good distance management in his last fight, and the output of that Venderamini, I thought Paddy was maybe going to do it on points or sub. I didn't expect him to get rocked and then just fucking tear this shit up like it was fucking nothing. He was just pinging him everywhere. It was fucking unreal. Loved it. Loved every second.
Yeah, it's striking. You can tell, mate. It's gone a lot better. Like you can tell, he's been. Well, I think he changed it up. I know he's still with Next Gen, but I think they have a new striking coach, or he's working with someone different in his boxing. But it looks fantastic. Just keep it. If I was him, like, just fucking don't change anything. Just keep it as it is, mate. Because right now, like, unbelievable. As you said, though, his defense, like, he definitely needs to work on that. But yeah, that's Paddy, though, isn't it? Gets caught in every single fight. But mate. I was going to say, from that fight, mate, 100% a star now. Everyone's talking about him. Everyone.
Yeah. But even like halfway up that division, if he starts hitting the RDAs and stuff like that,
yeah,
they've got them big arms. It's like Amanda Nunes with them big lunging. And if he leaves his chin out, he's open for stuff like that. That's his only concern after that performance, really, is just working that. I mean, the head movement wasn't there. If you're leaving your chin out, but you're moving your head and stuff, I would have said,
yeah,
you know, it's like, it is what it is. But it was a bit static, the head there. But his offense was just second to none, really, wasn't it? It was awesome.
Yeah, ridiculous. And as well, like, tremendous shape. that's the best shape I've seen him in. Like he just looks his weight class. Like looks like a proper solid, thick lightweight.
I said that in the Cage Warriors, so didn't I? When we did the one after Cage Warriors, his last fight.
Yeah.
I said I've never seen him look like that. So maybe lightweight is his weight.
Defo, mate. He's got like a new. Well, I don't want to say he's got a new nutritionist because I don't know, but he did say that he's working with someone different now who like he's definitely changed the shape of his body. Like he's working with someone that knows what they're doing now. So like he makes weight, but like he's got the strength to do it, and that does link into. I know obviously we'll talk about Darren Till, but yeah, little thing on that. Just shape wise, Darren Till just didn't look to be in the best shape. I know we'll go on to that, but yeah, size matters, you know what I mean? And he looks like a thick lightweight, good lightweight. So I'm fucking made up. Honestly, like I'm made up, to be honest.
What has it changed your perspective on how far he can go in that division? I'm still unsure.
Honestly, right. So before this fight, in his last fight in Cage Warriors, like there was so much pressure, and I thought the pressure would get to him. But he goes out there and he destroyed them. And then obviously he did that famous kind of like, like Sean Shelby, Dana White, like call me up and all that. Gets into the UFC. And then again, like it's like he's on these talk shows and he's saying all this stuff. And it's like, again, he's just so much pressure. And I'm like, is he going to be able to deal with the pressure? And then he goes out there and he KOs a guy who, I don't think the guy's been
through adversity.
Yeah, and goes with the. I'll be honest with you, mate. Yeah, I think for me, like he's definitely improved a lot. Like his striking has come a lot better. His jiu-jitsu's there. I think, I think for now he'll be all right. He's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna touch top 15 anytime soon. Anyway, they're probably gonna build him up now, rightfully so.
He said, "Ranked or unranked, I don't care. I'll fight."
Yeah. Fight anyone. I love his attitude. I absolutely love it, mate. Wants to fight again, doesn't he, in November, December time?
I noticed Kevin Lee's now unranked because he's on like 4 losses.
Yeah.
And wrestling style, Kevin Lee would be a tough fight. Well, he's unranked outside of the top 15 anyway.
Well, Kevin Lee kind of fluctuates, doesn't he, from lightweight to welterweight? But I don't know. I don't think he's going to be getting like a big name like that yet. I don't think they're going to do that.
He's only 4 fights lost, though, isn't he?
Yeah,
so,
I don't know.
From the UFC's point of view, my thinking is he does go up and down in weight, yeah, but you've got someone on 4 losses, but a big name, and you've got a big name coming in who wants to prove himself with anyone.
I'll be honest with you, I don't like that.
Second.
I don't like that though. Second fight in Kevin Lee.
No, 100%, mate. It's tough, but he's soared in popularity and everything. Because I'll be honest with you, I was speaking to my mate Gary, and he said to me, he went, "I love Paddy and that. I just don't think he's going to win." I went, "Oh, I think he's going to win. I think he's going to go on points or sub though." I said, "I think this guy's got real dangerous punches, but I've seen his last few fights, his output is minimal. He'll throw 2 or 3 significant strikes that look like they'll kill a deer. But it's 2 or 3 unless he hits one." And he hit him with one of them, so he's definitely got a chin. I mean, we've seen that he's got a chin before, but I don't know. I just, all the hype off the back of that fight, and with Darren Till losing, everyone's going to look to him.
100%, mate. He's now definitely the star of the show. He's just so like, I've seen other comments as well, and it is from the American fans who don't know him, and it's all about like his haircut and everything like that, isn't it? Like he gets proper slated, but what he said was spot on. He is become a case of love him or hate him. Obviously, we all love him. Yeah, he is Marmite, but there's a lot of people in, I'll probably say like London type area maybe, and like again America who for some reason just dislike him. Maybe because they don't know what he's saying. I don't know. But for some reason
the thing is though, right? So I when I was talking to Gary and he said he loves Paddy, he said he just doesn't think he's going to win. I said my only problem is he's gone a bit too Conor McGregor with some of the stuff that you've seen, and I'm sick of fighters emulating him. But then I sat down a couple of days before, and every day I was watching something. He's saying the Conor McGregor type stuff, but he stayed pretty grounded on a lot of his interviews. And what's happening is, like you said to me last week, the sound bites of the things he's saying that they want to put on. So where the American fans are seeing him, they see a bit of a silly haircut to them because they're not from Liverpool, and you see everybody in their haircuts. And you're hearing these sound bites. Unless you're a proper fan, like you get the time in the week. You know, if you're a proper fan, but you're working 40, 50 hours, you're not watching the whole interview. You're on the train, clickbait, soundbite, and then it's just an article with like this, and this. It's easy to think he's just emulating Conor McGregor. But when I've watched his interviews, and I've spoken to him a couple of times at FCC, but only in passing, I don't really know him. And he's always come across as the guy that is seen on the interviews. But then there'll be that snapshot in the interview where he says that mad stuff. Like, my name's in everybody's mouth. I'm the next Conor McGregor. I'm the king. I'm here now. And this is it. But he'll say that in like an hour's worth of sensible conversation. Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of that is. Yeah.
So, like, with Paddy, mate, he's definitely... He's not copying off McGregor or anything like that. Listen, Paddy's been like this since forever. Like, that's just him, mate.
That's my point. That's my point.
Yeah.
But you know what? You read through the million different... You go through your Facebook feed, you got your BJ Penn, Bloody Elbow, you know, all these different MMA sites.
Mad Bible.
You're reading the snapshot headline because you just don't have time to go through a whole article. And it comes across as Conor McGregor, but he's not.
Well, it's like when he was saying that Khabib was the Karen of MMA. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I saw the headline. Didn't bother clicking on it because it's the same. It's like when you see these ones, such and such tweeted that in me DMs and me Bird's DMs. I'm not asked. I want to see the fight.
So like, if you use that as an example, then like that line, the Khabib, massive Khabib fans would be like, you know what I mean? Like, so disrespectful. Like, how can you even say that about Khabib and you haven't even fought in the UFC yet, blah, blah, blah. But if they listen to the full thing, he was basically saying that. Not really a fan of Khabib. Like, he was on the Mike Tyson's podcast, and he was basically like, he was annoyed that Khabib said to Mike, "Can you not like eat, or can you not drink, or something like that?" And Khabib and Paddy was like, "It's his podcast. He can do what he wants. Like, who are you to say that?" Like, and then he's become...
It'd be different if he said, "Can your wife not wear that headdress?"
Yeah, would have been. But the fact is, though, mate...
Although Mike Tyson is Muslim, though. Or he was. So I don't know if it was like sort of... I don't know. I haven't watched the podcast yet. I'm going to, though.
No, you never said that. Are you saying Paddy? Sorry.
No, Mike Tyson's Muslim and Khabib is as well. So Khabib might be just making the point that, like, you know...
Right. Okay. I know what you mean now. Sorry.
But Mike Tyson, you're Muslim. Why you drink? You don't know. I don't know how strict Mike Tyson is on being Muslim, or if he's left the faith. But I remember he did go Muslim at one point.
But that's the thing, though. So, like, Muslims, it's kind of subjective, to be honest. Though, like, some drink, some don't. But the point is, what Paddy was trying to say is, you're on Mike Tyson's podcast. If Mike Tyson wants to drink, then he'll drink. That's his choice. And I think it was, if you listen to the full thing, Paddy wasn't saying anything bad or anything like that. He was just giving his opinion and saying that I think he's a knobhead. He's entitled to say that. I think what you said, right? Like, yeah.
It's like you can't go on Paddy's podcast and say, "Can you not chat pony?"
yeah. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't work. But I think Paddy, though, mate, like, I think he's doing everything right. He's so good at what he says and everything. And I think the biggest thing is, he's not cringy. I listen to Paddy. I don't find Paddy cringy. And I say that because, and I don't know if you're going to agree with me on this one, but sometimes when you're watching, I'd say Scousers, with the accents and everything, sometimes it can borderline a bit cringy if you don't know, if you're not from Liverpool, you don't know how they speak or anything like that.
I've got some mates who are like, they'll just talk to me one-on-one, like just normal. And then you put 4 or 5 lads around them. "You know what I mean, lad? Because I was down there and this Ken off me fucking barnet." And you're like, you were just talking to me like a normal person 2 minutes ago. Add 2 or 3 people, and next thing you're Don fucking Johnson off Miami Vice, but a Scouse version, going on like some sort of gangster. And I do know when you see them on it, it can be cringy when they put it on. Paddy's not like that. I agree.
Yeah, he's not. But so like, I'm gonna throw myself out there, and I'm gonna say this, but I love Meatball Molly. I do. Like, I'm so happy she won. But when she got interviewed, and she was like, when Mike Bismarck went over to her, he gave her a hug and everything. He's like, lad, I just want a baby. Honestly, mate, I did get a bit like.
I didn't think that was that bad. She was just.
I just thought.
Don't forget though, she just won, and she could have lost her contract with the UFC. The pressure and everything. She ended that fight putting her chin out like, come and fucking have it. The pressure and everything must have been mad. So
that's how she. Yeah.
I don't blame fighters straight after the fight. If it's like the next day in the post-fight press conference, they've had to sleep or whatever, and they're still like that, then yeah. But you don't know your emotions, mate. I remember saying some mad shit after fights.
Yeah, and listen, some of them are cringy, some of them aren't, but my personal preference, I just thought that was so cringy. Like, they just want a bevy. I was just like, oh, fucking hell. But, yeah, that aside, mate, hair fight, if you want to move on to Molly. No, we haven't finished Paddy yet, actually. I want to know for you, so do you think Kevin Lee there next? Is that what you think, is he? Yeah?
No, I'm just saying.
No, you're saying.
Where Kevin Lee was, like, we spoke about a month ago when he first got the contract, 2 months ago maybe, and we were saying Kevin Lee's like 12th. And at the time, I think he'd lost 2 or maybe 3. And we were sort of like, Kevin Lee's high level. I know he's lost 4, but he was ranked like 12th on the lightweight roster.
Yeah.
And I was like, but now he's not even in the top 15, and he's now 4 losses. And I'm thinking, Paddy's in a position, I wouldn't necessarily say it was a good fight for him either, because Kevin Lee's a wrestler and it could cancel out what Paddy's really good at, his jits.
Exactly.
And then leave it standing, and you don't know where he stands with someone with that much experience. I know Paddy's got experience, but Kevin Lee's got UFC experience. But they may consider someone like that knowing they're on a couple of losses, because there's a couple of them now. They're all, I mean, Darren Till's one of them. What's he on? Is he on 3 losses?
He's on 2 now.
2, well, he's won 1 out of the last 5, isn't it?
He's won, yeah. So he's 1-4, 1 win in his last 5 fights. Yeah, last 4.
Yeah. So it's a couple of fighters out there, and I mean, you can't really compare Darren Till at that top end considering who he's fought. But Kevin Lee's of the world, they could be considering someone like that. Say, you know what? We could headline a fucking fight night, or put him on the undercard. Yeah. Kevin Lee versus Paddy Pimblett, the new sensation versus someone who's got a fucking win, and they could put him on the undercard or 3rd to top.
You never know, do you?
And then throw it in England.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who they're going to face him off next, but I don't think it's going to be a big name. Again, I think they're just going to keep it kind of someone who's. Yeah, just kind of like maybe similar level.
Yeah, no,
I don't think they're going to.
I did say to you the other week, that's a sensible thing to do. I hope he gets 2 or 3 fights like that.
I do, mate. I do.
I mean, Darren Till did really, didn't he? He had a few good fighters, but they weren't top level. He had about 3 fights, didn't he, where it was like that before he went for Cerrone. Might have even been 4.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, the only fight before Cerrone that I knew of was that Nicholas Dalby. That was a draw.
He didn't come in with the same hype.
No.
If you were in the know at the time, and you knew about his kickboxing and stuff like that, and then you knew he was from Cabon, and he was bigged up, like, you know, he's big out of Cabon and he'd been trained in Brazil, then you would have known. But if you were a casual, you would be, who's the fuck's this guy?
Yeah.
And then he got Cerrone, and then he was a name. And wow, okay, so we can see what he's about.
Yeah.
So
I think
Paddy's come in and everyone's talking about him.
Everyone, honestly, mate, like all the shares and everything like that, like from the UFC Europe and everything like that, all the pages, Brendan Sharp and all that, like they're just all sharing Paddy, and I just love it. I'm just like, fucking keep it going.
Well, before the fight, he was on with Darren Till and Ariel Helwani on little chat calls.
Oh yeah,
just chatting away and all that. Have you not seen it? You there? Go on. We had a little screen freeze there, and now he's back on my end, but he wasn't on my end before. Done this before, and then I played it back. It all works. Is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into Meatball Mally next because I called first round TKO KO for the man that is, and the man I'm glad I never fought because I got offered him at FCC, Tom Aspinall.
Maze.
I'd have got my fucking head pinged all over the fucking ring, mate, or the cage. Oh, that lad. Fight of the night bonus. He's a fucking down-to-earth, grounded kid. And he's one of the dangerous motherfuckers to walk around at the minute. I think he's going to be top 5, lad.
Yeah, 100. He's the new breed of heavyweights, mate. Like, he's just so fast and, like,
speed.
He's just different, isn't he? Just a different guy, like, powerful as well, along with the speed. He's one of the new breeds. So, and the guy he fought was good, you know. The guy he fought was quite good. He's on a 3-fight win streak.
Checked him out before What, sorry? I was checking him out before because I'd seen him, but I'd never watched him. You know what I mean? I'd seen like a couple of highlights. And then, mate, he had some skills. But Tom took the centre of the cage and was feeling him out. The guy looked maybe like he knew about Tom.
Yeah, it wasn't even a challenge, really, was it? It was just straightforward, just ran through him, which is mad, I think, though, because it's like, I love Tom Aspinall's attitude, though, in regards to, like, you know, I don't want to push myself too forward. It's like, just one above me, but it's just like, it just doesn't work like that, mate. It doesn't work. Like, it's not just a case of, I want to fight the one above me. With the steam that you're getting and everything like that, it's just not possible. It goes on the timings and everything. So you're probably going to get someone probably now in the top 10. You just are. It is what it is.
I am telling you this now, with the hype behind Paddy, and to go through the adversity of getting wobbled and then pinging him everywhere in such a devastating way, Tom didn't look like he had a challenge in that fight. I mean, the guy was obviously a challenge, but he took centre cage within about 2-3 minutes. It was done. Elbow, bang, bang, bing, bang, you're done. They gave him fight of the night performance. He faced no adversity or nothing. I would have sworn down that would have gone to Paddy.
It didn't. But it wasn't a fight of the night. It wasn't fight of the night. It was performance of the night.
Performance of the night, then that's fine.
Yeah. The fight of the night went to Molly. Molly got that.
Did he?
Yeah, Molly got that.
Go on. Performance of the night then. Still, I suppose it was performance of the night. But I think they recognise in Tom Aspinall that he's going to be fighting at the top.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, mate. Like, it's not a case of, like, I don't know if he's ranked, 13th or something, but it's not a case of, like, I'll just fight number 12. It doesn't work like that. It goes from timings and everything and who's free. So I think he's going to skip that and go straight to, like, top 8. I just think it's a case of, like, he needs to get some kind of challenge because he just ran through everyone. No one's really offering anything. So, you know.
I think for him, no. I don't know. He put on Facebook the other day. He's on my Facebook and he put on the thing where he said he cried when he got performance of the night.
Yeah.
And he went, I just had dust in my eye. But he's got a family in that. And maybe he just wants to earn some money before he gets offered big money and then faces someone that's just someone he's got to really push for. Yeah. I think he just wants to iron out his career. And I think he's clever in doing that because he gets a few tune-up fights when he goes in and builds his confidence up. Because if you get put in against someone big next, and then no one fights Ngannou because they're all shitting themselves and they're trying to get money before they go and do that, then he'll be up there after 2 or 3 big names.
It's just whether like he has the choice though, because so he made a good call out, didn't he? He called out, I can't say the name, Blagatov or something like that. I know who he is, but I can't pronounce his name properly. But he called out him anyway. And I thought that was a smart call out. But it's just a case of whether you can actually get that fight because it just doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? He could fight. Walt Harris
has been mentioned all over the internet. Everyone's on the comments saying that he should fight Walt Harris. What's he like?
Not a bad fight, to be fair.
Is he 5th or 6th, isn't he?
He's coming off a lot of losses, Walt Harris, isn't he? So I don't know. You know, he might have dropped. I think that'd be a good fight, that though. I think Tom Aspinall will win, mate. I think he'll win that. But that's a good test, though, because Walt Harris.
Yeah, it'll go more than a round, I think. Like,
But he's a big heavyweight though, so it'd be a chance to see. For if I was Tom Aspinall, I'll think, well, how can I compete against these big, strong guys?
6'5", 6'6",
so that'd be a good fight, that.
Mate, that's just his natural weight that he's fighting at. He's not cutting on it and he's not putting it on. He's just walking around like that. So he's fighting fast and he's fighting with power. Yeah. He's stopping Arlovsky. He's stopping fucking this. I can't even fucking remember the guy's name. He was just fought. Became an S. Like I said, I'd watched highlights of him until I'd watched his fights beforehand. But mate, he was stopping people himself.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's fast, powerful, but even he said as well, he was like, he needs to know how he's going to do against like the bigger guys, like your Francis Ngannou's and your Derek Lewis's. So I feel like a Walt Harris would be a good test because Walt Harris is also one of them bigger guys in the division. So I think that'll be a good test for him, how he can handle that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
that'd be a good fight. That
he needs to build game plan, sort of knowledge, executing. Because I remember he fought Tom Bankovic in FCC and he was running through people. Tom Bankovic's really good fighter, wrestler, built like a fucking brick shit house. And he stopped him in the first round in about like 10, 15 seconds. And I remember watching that thinking, shit, he's fucking... Like, Tom Bankovic's neck was like that. You think he would have had to hit Tom Bankovic with a fucking truck to fucking drop him. Yeah. Just quickly, done, bang, Tom Aspinall walked through it. I mean, like, I'm not underestimating anything Tom Aspinall can do, but he does tend to track forward and push people down. Obviously, he fought Sean Kenny, another big guy.
Yeah. I see now. I was going to mention the Sean Kenny one. Like, Sean Kenny's strong, mate. Like, he's so strong. And the fact that he was able to just dominate him for 3 rounds, just take him down with ease and just keep him down. So, yeah, I think Tom Aspinall, like, you know what? I actually like that fight, Walt Harris. I'm going to call it, like, I think that'll be a perfect... If the timings match up and everything, then, fuck me, then, yeah, absolutely, like, definitely. I think, again, with that fight, he runs through him. I just think he's too good.
Yeah, mate. Honestly, I think of the night, he's going to be the biggest fighter. Not necessarily the biggest star. I think Darren and Paddy, if Darren gets his fucking fights back on track, we'll talk about that later. And Paddy, they're the big mouths. Every time you see that thing with Cabana or the England fighters or Scout fighters, Tom's just like, yeah, that's him. Darren, he's the big mouth. He's not interested in being cocky and calling people out, but being the biggest fighter in terms of killing people off and doing it at heavyweight.
Yeah.
I feel like he's the one with the most talent.
I agree. Like, did you see Jack Shaw fight?
Yeah, I watched it all, mate.
Another guy. Mate, he's 15-0 now, isn't he? Is he 15-0, 16-0?
He's another one. He's quite grounded as well, isn't he?
Yeah, like, he doesn't get too much hype because he doesn't really speak, like, he doesn't chat shit or anything, but I love watching him fight, mate, and that was an easy fight. He just coasted, to be fair to him, was never in any danger or anything. Like, he's good, mate.
Like, do you know what? I watched, they did the UFC, Try Not to Laugh, and it was Darren Till, Jack Shaw, Molly, Paddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jack Shaw just come off like an in-betweener.
He's
like one of the in-betweeners.
I thought he was funny, you know, yeah.
Yeah, he's just like laughing and just dead grounded, dead down to earth. But I don't know with him. It'll show when he's definitely technically good, definitely got a bit of power and stuff like that. I just think it'll show when he gets that higher competition. I haven't made my mind up on how far he'll go.
Yeah, I agree. I think he just needs that dance partner, that kind of big name. I completely agree, mate. Yeah, just needs that big name.
Like when Darren got Cerrone was basically saying they're all saying he's going to come and walk over me, and I'm the veteran. I've had a loss or two, but whatever. And then Ping, that made his name. I think that might happen with Jack Shaw.
Yeah, needs that name.
Like you say, that dance partner, whether he has a war or whether he just walks them over, I think that'll just be the telling of how far he'll go.
Yeah, I agree. So did we touch the on Molly, haven't we?
I'm going to keep putting it off now because you're desperate.
Desperate for?
Talk about it. No, we're talking about Meatball Molly, mate, yeah.
I was going to say, what do you reckon's next for, like?
What, next for her?
Like, obviously, this was a big win, like, because she's coming off 2 losses, so she needed this one. I think with Molly, though, like, she's good. I just feel like, I know this is bad for me to say, but I just feel with a high level competition, I think she's just going to struggle. I think I do, like, I just think she'll struggle.
I feel like it's a bit mental sometimes. I don't think it's anything to do with her capability. I think she's technically very good, but like when she's sticking her chin out at the end, that's something I love to see in Max Holloway and that, where he's Ricardo Lamas stand there now and will fucking bang for 10 seconds. And I loved every second of watching it. And I know for the judges, that probably helped them with the point scoring, even though I felt like she won anyway. But that just shows she's still going guerrilla style at the end, where the other one's just like, what the fuck's she doing?
Yeah.
And although it mightn't be a technical thing, it's very sort of a state of mind at the end of the fight. They're the ones still going, ready to kill.
Yeah.
Taking digs in the face and all that. I think maybe it's not so much that she goes in doubting herself. Sometimes she makes those types of decisions.
Yeah.
Where she could have been 10 seconds left and thought, I might roll and just try and hit that right cross rather than stick my chin out and let her potentially knock me out. And I think maybe the decision-making process for Molly during a fight, she goes for things that maybe aren't the sensible option. Like just Justin Gaethje's the perfect example. The difference between Gaethje v Ferguson and what we'd seen prior, and it was because he just wanted to leather people all the time. And I feel like maybe that's what Molly's problem is. I don't think it's necessarily technical or a capability. It's a decision-making process during a fight. I just want a baby lad. She's trying to push that persona of being the fucking gangster bad boy fucking girl. Where really she might need to concentrate a bit more on, a bit more technical, a bit more, I'll just do this, get the win. And in 2-3 fights time, I can be the big bad gangster.
Yeah. I think with Molly, like, I think with Molly, like, technique wise, I mean, I'm not going to lie and say she's there, because I think there's a. I
don't think she's one of the top, but I think she's capable of being in that division.
Yeah, in the division, but like when so like with the women's division, I just think it's different when we're on about the other divisions, because in her division, like, she's fighting in Shevchenko's division. Now, let's be completely straight. If something weird happens and we have Meatball Molly fighting Shevchenko, she'll get fucking murdered. It won't even be close. She'll get absolutely destroyed. And it's like, I know obviously that's Shevchenko. She's one of the best female athletes right now. But like, I just feel like anyone kind of maybe top 10, I think they'll just destroy her. Like how she's fighting now, I think she's got the heart she has, and she's got the determination. Like in that last fight, she won it from heart. I don't believe she won it through technique. I think she won it through heart in that 3rd round.
But the point I'm saying is, it's not that she's not capable of having that technique. It's a decision making to do what she does. I mean, the coaches they've got at that gym in Next Gen, technically, she should be all about technique, all about that. Look at Paddy and the way he is when he's executing his moves, his chokes, his armbar, whatever. You watching jiu-jitsu wise, perfect. You look at the state of his stand-up now, in the way it's changed. His chin's out there a bit, but that's that may be a decision. Maybe it's just a matter of just saying to her, look, you've got all the heart in the world, but you need to be a bit more professional about your attitude towards it. Work on the tech, work on your decision making, because you've got all the heart in the world. You can hold out for this, that, and the other, but just you need to be thinking about, they've just rolled me into this position. I'm going to move to that. I'm going to, not thinking I'm just going to get off the ground and stand and bang.
Yeah, and I think, but I think they do though. Clearly, like Paul Rimmer and the rest of the team, they obviously do. Like, saying to her, saying to her, like, stick to the game plan and blah blah blah. But for some reason, she wants to get in these kind of like stand and bang situations. And Molly, I mean, she called the Meatball for a reason, like, 'cause she's small, isn't she? Small and stocky. But I think like she definitely needs to fucking start, like, I know she trains in jiu-jitsu anyway, and it's not a strong area, but she needs something. She needs a good backup plan, because I do feel like with the striking, she's good, but she's not fucking like not a world beater, and I don't think she's good enough for the top 10 with the way she's striking now.
A decision making with the striking is the same as where I'm saying about rolling. You know, it's a lot of go forward fucking Chuck Liddell style from back in the day, where people's tech wasn't that great because they were still trying to put together Thai with wrestling, with jits, with fucking boxing, with fucking Chinese boxing, and whatever else fucking martial art they come from. Whereas now they're all rounders, and you can't go out with that wild attitude unless you're NBA and you're like a fucking tank and you can just throw your arm and just clean out half the ring.
Yeah.
She's small. She needs to have some discipline. And I think that's what's missing for her. And that could just click one day, like riding a bike. And like, look at Gaethje. I mean, obviously Khabib, he just did what he did. But the difference between him fighting Tony Ferguson and just taking that step back and not going to war meant he went to war. He went to war better. He just picked them off to the point where he was then able to do what he's always wanted to do.
Yeah, I said, with Molly, like, she needs to fucking, she needs to just reevaluate it. And like, I know obviously we're having this conversation, and it might be a bit strange because she's coming off a win, but did she look good in that win? You know what I mean? It was a close fight, and I'll be honest with you, mate. I was watching that fight thinking, fucking hell, like anyone in the top 10, she's gonna struggle. She's gonna struggle, and I just wouldn't really pick her to win. But like, fucking, hopefully she fucking, gets better and stuff like that, and in the next fight, she's more disciplined and stuff.
You know what though? Have you ever seen that film, The Fighter, about Mickey Ward?
The Fighter.
Where he fights.
Christian
Bale's in it, plays his brother, the smackhead, the boxer.
Yes, yeah.
He fights Arturo Gatti. That's a true story. And Mickey Ward was a middle of the road fighter for a long time. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was up there ranked and stuff like that. But he was fighting fucking fights he shouldn't have been and all that. Fought Gatti, best fucking fight of all time for a lot of people, especially if you're out in the Boston area and that. And that's based on a true story. It was such a good true story that he just went out and just fucking had a war. Mark Wahlberg bought the rights to the story straight away, and it didn't get made for about 20 years to film. He was that fucking psyched about it. He bought it so no one else could do it. And Mickey Ward, in the same way, just went in and just fucking sort of had these scraps. You know, she just needs to work out a way of just bringing it together. I don't know. I'm with you. At the minute, it looks a bit like fucking he'll work for the, unranked or 15 to 10 ranked fighters maybe. But when you're that top 10, she needs to bring it together.
She really does. She really does. And I think this brings us good to Darren Till. If you want to start, brilliant.
I called it, didn't I?
I don't know. Did you?
I said Derek Brunson, yeah. And I've got I was talking to my mate Gary all the way through the UFC, and he was saying, obviously, because do this and that, he went, you know about fighting, he went and put the bet on. He went, who have you got for these fights? And I went, Derek Brunson. And he went, I'm the only one who's been saying that. He went, you're the only person I know who said Derek Brunson's going to win. I went, don't get me wrong, I want Darren Till to win. I love him to win, but he's not winning that fight.
So my one, so with me, I literally was like, from that Robert Whittaker fight, Darren Till, mate, he clearly wants it. And I felt
I told you week, 2 weeks ago. I said to you 2 weeks ago, Derek Brunson's winning that fight.
You didn't. I don't. You'd have to pull it back, mate, because I don't remember you saying that. I don't remember you saying that.
I'll do it off this anyway. This is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, do it off of this. But with me, so my attitude was kind of like Derek Brunson, kind of how Israel Adesanya beat him with all the straights, and Darren Till's so good at that 1-2 straight. And I in my mind, I was thinking, he'll defend the takedowns and he'll catch him with a 1-2 coming in. And I was so set on that. And then he came out and everything, and I'm not gonna lie, mate, like, again, Darren Till didn't look to be in the best shape. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, wait there. This is what Gary said to me this was Saturday.
We're obsessed. We'll check it out, yeah, check it afterwards.
I know that's Gary.
Oh.
You are right, it wasn't much fight, but you know. That's Gary. You won't appreciate me putting him on the internet. He's asking me, what's this? Fucking play, you little bitch. Oh, fuck off. It's making me look like a cunt here. It's all coming up, Anna. Lads, it's saying Anna playing audio.
It doesn't matter anyway. Yeah, right, yeah.
No, lad, I did. I said to you last week, I said I want Darren to win, but I said I don't think he's going to beat a wrestler like Derek Brunson, and I think his hands are too good. It was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? I said I'm worried for Darren. I said I don't think he'll win it.
Yeah. So with this one, as I said, in my mind, I was thinking the straights, but when Darren Till came out, I'm not gonna lie, mate, I was thinking doesn't look like to be in the best shape, like not compared to what he has been. And then I'll be honest with you, mate, Derek Brunson, it was the wrestler, and someone called it. It was I think it was Daniel
called it as well.
No, I know. Yeah, this was a proper breakdown, mate. Like, it was, I think it was Daniel Cormier, and he was basically...
Yeah, Dan Hardy broke it down as well.
Dan Hardy. That's what it was. It was Dan Hardy. That's what it was. Yeah. It was Dan Hardy. And he was basically
but he does that 1-2 step and comes in with the straight.
No. Just, yeah. It was basically saying that the difference with the wrestlers, so you got a guy like Derek Brunson won't just basically go for one and stop. He's like, so if you look at his like takedown accuracy, not the best, but he'll basically try 10 times and get him down like 3 or 4 times, and that's all he needs. And he proved it with this fight. Didn't give up on that takedown, mate. He was relentless.
Well, I tell you what, you'll remember what I said to you. We had a whole conversation about Darren Till's collarbone. I said I didn't think he'd be strong enough.
Yeah. And I think that...
Yeah, I told you he'd win.
Well, the more I think about it, the collarbone could definitely have affected him because
it was technical as well, though, mate. Them double leg takedowns, he didn't have an answer for them. It was technical as well as strength.
Sorry, just let me finish that. I'm saying what you're saying about the collarbone. I'm saying that he didn't look to be in the best shape, and I'm thinking, could that be a factor with the shape and the fitness and everything like that? Because, mate, he looked flat. Like, could you tell the difference? Like, between what he used to look like and now?
I didn't need to. We had this conversation 2 weeks ago. I said, yeah, it'll take him like 2 months to knit. I'm going to play this back at the end of this. I'm going to edit in at the end of this. We had this whole conversation. I said it'll take it like 2 months for a fucking collarbone to knit. It was about 4 or 5 months ago he was supposed to fight Vittori, which gives him 3 months to get back to fitness before he even starts to worry about technical fucking what he's going to do, his game plan. The first 3 months is going to be lifting weights and just bringing himself back to fucking shape.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's when you actually look at him now, again, he just didn't look like him to be in the best shape. So what you said about the collarbone could be a factor. We don't know, do we? We don't know, but it could definitely be a factor. Something was all right, mate.
Because he pushed the fight as well, you know. He rang Derek Brunson and said, I want to fight. What are you doing in July? The problem with Darren is he's just so eager to be fighting all the time.
Yeah.
He needs to just take a step back and just think about taking the right fight at the right level of fitness.
Yeah. And I know he calls for like Charles Oliveira and Michael Bisping. He calls on them for like inspiration, and he's like,
well, Oliveira said to come train him, didn't he?
Yeah. But which was probably a nice thing to do. But like he's using these people as an example, but it's like they've got their own story. They're not just like your average Joes. If that makes sense. Like they got their own story. They got their own reasons why it happened. And it's like for Darren Till now, you need to change something. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's changing weight classes. I don't know if it's maybe it doesn't need to change gyms, but you need to fucking, add in a proper wrestling coach. I know they got Tom Aspinall. But Tom Aspinall's not a fucking like a Derek Brunson type wrestler, you know what I mean? Like they need to get a proper like get a fucking high-level American in. Like, you need to do something.
Mate, they have the fucking British Olympic team training down in the Wigan camp of fucking Cabon.
It's not working, is it? It's not working, is it, though?
Yeah, but look, the thing is, right, so I had Dave Faulkner on here, and he told the story where Rampage come over with, can't remember the fucking guy's name, and you watch the Dave Faulkner podcast that they, and this was Dave Faulkner who ended up going out to season 4 or 5 of Ultimate Fighter, and he was on Bisping's team, and he basically said they come over to Wolf Slayer. Oh, we're gonna show you English guys how to wrestle. Fucking destroyed Rampage's fucking wrestling partner, just fucking ribboned him, and was like, basically the coaches knew straight away. Dave, you go in. Dave wrestle Britain and all that. Like, it's not the problem with wrestling's not that good over here. I don't think Darren concentrates on it. I think he's just that much of an elite athlete. Paul Semtex Daly did the thing in our gym, and he come in, he went, I don't do any wrestling, I don't do any jits, I train 24/7.
Yeah, that's it, which is such a bad attitude to have, like, isn't it?
But he said, my game is dropping bombs. He went, I need to keep that top notch. I just want takedown defense because I am not going to catch up. He said, I've got like 25 years experience of punching. He went, I'm not going to gain 25 years of experience groundwork in fucking 10 minutes that I need to fight this next fight. So I just work takedown defense as much as I work my thing, and then I just don't have to worry about it.
I'll be honest with you, mate, though, and I think
it seems like a shortcut, doesn't it? But
it's old school.
Fighters do it.
But it's not going to work, though, because, okay, then, yeah, what happens when you get taken down? Because you haven't, like, okay, I get it, yeah, you're not going to get to the same level, but, mate, if you just work on when you get to the ground, a bit of jiu-jitsu defense, you'll have a better chance at least trying to escape, or maybe trying to defend, to come out.
No, don't get me wrong, they will do jits in the week, but they'll be doing minimal sessions.
Yeah.
For the odd occasion that they get took down, they'll be working some escapes, and they'll be working some attacks, and, you know, or just to get to the end of the fucking round so they can stand back up and do the takedown defense.
I feel like
because you're always going to come across a Khabib.
But do you not feel like with Darren Till, it was kind of like you knew what Derek Brunson was going to come out and do. Like, you knew it was going to be a wrestling heavy game plan. And listen, like, his takedown defense was, I'm not going to say it was the worst, because I generally don't believe it was the worst. He did try and, like, but it was just when he got taken down.
You see the second round, he was up against the fence wall after he got back up, and he spun back out. And as he spun back out, he looked that slow, whether it was from gassing or whatnot, from being on the floor for the first and halfway through the second. Brunson come in and just banged him with an elbow. After he got that bad eye. And I was like, he looks sloppy. For me, it was a fitness issue. And I think also a technical issue when it came to the wrestling. Definitely. I'm not saying he's great wrestling or groundwork. I'm saying in the UK, they have a lot of great grapplers. Look at Paul fucking Sass from the same fucking gym. The Sass angle. You telling me if he's training under the same coaches, he wouldn't have fucking wrapped one of them rounds if he paid attention to it?
Years ago, though, like Paul Sass and everyone, I know
same coaches.
Day, but the game evolves, though. It evolves. And it's like...
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, there's plenty of people from that gym with great ground games. Tom Aspinall's got like a black belt in jits, all that. They have the capabilities there. My understanding of it is, from watching an interview with Darren Till prior to it, I think you might have watched it because you mentioned something he said on it before. He went, I've got great takedown defense. He didn't say, I've got a great ground game. I've got great takedown defense. Darren Till said, on the interview.
No, and I heard him said the same thing. And this is what I was saying from the Robert Whittaker fight. I believe that. I believe his takedown. I don't believe it's the worst. I think I do think it's good. But then it's like when he gets to the ground, then you see kind of like if you can't use the momentum to push him off, that's it then. Like that's it. He'll just try and hang on until the end of the round.
Pulled in, head to chest, had him like that, and he was just holding him in, man.
And I just feel welcome for Darren Till. Like, listen, yeah, okay, he's only 28. Like, this is because I've seen a few people say this is it, and I'm like, it's not it. It's not. He's only 28. Like, fuck me. Do you know what I mean? Like, he'll be back. 100% he'll be back.
I saw something saying, is he destined for mediocrity? I don't think he is. But what I do think is, he was on his rise when he just come back from Brazil. Yeah. Then you watch that James English podcast where he's going on about being in taxis in Tenerife and getting his sponsorship took off from him. Yeah. Maybe he needs to go back to Brazil or just away from Liverpool for a little bit, because
that wouldn't be a bad
look, I've got some mates in certain circles who all tell me that he's out and about and that. How true it is, because people make rumours. I don't know Darren. So, but maybe just a little bit of time away from Liverpool will just give him that. Because he even said on the interview, I've got my businesses here and there, keep me busy because I'm always going to be fighting. Maybe right now you want to be concentrating on fighting. Your name will still be your name after the UFC.
Yeah, I think that might be a good shot. Maybe change it up and go into Brazil. Either way, mate, like, he needs to do something. So any changes, hopefully, will be for the will be positive and better for him, like, because he needs to do something. And I said, I don't think this is it for him. Like, he just for his next fight, like, he's got some good options. Like, he's got Kevin Holland, which I think that'd be quite good. Uriah Hall. That was
Kevin Holland's dangerous.
But the striker, but he's a striker, isn't he?
Yeah, so, but both of them want to strike.
But you think of, obviously, like, who's a better matchup. I think
Darren Till would beat Kevin Holland, like, but he is dangerous though. See him from fucking being on the ground against Jacare, knocking someone off below.
The point is, he's a striker, so it's kind of like for Darren Till, for his next fight, it should be against the striker, mate. It should be like, if I was Darren Till,
he needs to buy 12 months, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he needs to maybe take, I don't know,
6 months up to Kevin Holland, 6 months up to the fight following, and then show a bit of your ground game against a mediocre fucking ground. Opponent, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe like maybe take that 6 months off just to reset it. Yeah. But fucking hopefully for his next fight, mate, he gets to the striker and a bit more like comfortable and stuff. Well, sorry.
Did you see his meme?
No. Are they both on an aeroplane?
Yeah, going to see kebab. He went to need someone to train with and both go see kebab.
I love that. Do you know who we haven't spoken about though? Derek Brunson, who actually fucking...
I know, no one's talking about him. No one's talking about him fighting easy again or nothing. He was fucking put on a technical masterclass, which was Darren Till was saying he was going to do.
Yeah. I think,
Derek Brunson, because he was quite classy about it all afterwards as well.
Dead sound, yeah. Probably nice guy, to be fair. Like, even beforehand, proper nice guy about it. I think for him, I don't know what he's going to do, because I don't know. For him, I don't know if it's worth sitting out. I think for him, people have been saying Jared Cavalier, that'd be a good fight. That'd be a very good fight, that. Then leave no doubt. I'll be honest, if
I was him, I'd say I'm fighting Izzy or I'm not fighting.
But like that, so Whittaker and Adesanya, is that?
Or the winner of? The winner of.
Yeah, but I think that's next year though. So he might be sitting out for a while. And I obviously don't know if that's like if he wants to do that. I don't know, obviously. But
he's only got paid off this one, doesn't he?
But you run a risk though, because Jared Cavalier came off a win against Calvin Gastelum, and nobody's seen Izzy versus Jared Cavalier, so it's kind of a case of like that fight's exciting. It's just the way it works, isn't it? It's a timing thing. So maybe it's actually beneficial for him to take another fight.
The other thing is, right, and this is a mad one, and it's going to sound out of left field, and like that'll never happen. But that Pereira, the only one to ever knock Izzy out, has just signed a contract with the UFC. If he goes in 12 months when his fight with Robert Whittaker is 2 fucking wins, does he get the fucking fight? Because it's the UFC. And as much as that sounds daft, the UFC make daft decisions like that every now and then because it's what people want to see.
Yeah, I quite like decisions like that, to be fair, though, as well. It tells a good story, doesn't it?
Like Brock Lesnar doing 2 or 3 fights and then fighting for the fucking title.
That's the thing, yeah. Like, I mean, I seen that he's making his UFC debut. Don't know who they're going to give him. But you never know, mate. Like, 2 impressive wins. And maybe there's not another contender. Say he goes out there.
But that's what I'm saying. Derek Brunson wants to lock that in and say, I'll sign a contract for the winner of Whittaker and fucking Izzy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Dana White will do that, though.
Go do some wrestling comps and the run-up. Keep yourself tight.
I just don't know, though. Like, I think Izzy. I don't think Izzy's interested in Derek Brunson, and I get that because he's already beat him. Like,
he's not the big name draw, is he? He beats Darren Till, and everyone's just talking about how Darren Till let it go, not how Derek Brunson did the masterclass.
Mad, isn't it? And I don't know why people are like that. To be honest, like, yeah, it is a bit frustrating. To be fair, like if you are Derek Brunson, like, but I do believe though, if I was Derek Brunson, yeah, try and get the Jared Cavalier fight. Because I think Dana White's going to try and make that fight happen anyway, to be honest. Build some more excitement.
Makes sense.
Maybe try and have it like end of like December. What did you say, sorry?
I said it makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. Like.
But I think Brunson's got to be a bit selfish.
Just wait out.
Well, I don't know. It depends what money he gets for it right now. Does he get more money if he beats Cannonier? Or does he just risk falling out of contention if he gets beat?
But I don't know if he's risking either way though, because it's like I don't think Dana White's going to guarantee and be like, yeah, you're next in line, mate, just sit out. I don't know if he has that option, and it's like, mate, like it can change so quickly. Like, what if Whittaker wins? If Whittaker beats Adesanya, they're gonna have a rematch. I reckon they're gonna fight for the trilogy, makes money, the one apiece if it happens. So then if you're Derek Brunson, you're thinking, fucking hell, well, I'm going to have to fight again anyway. So, yeah.
Let me make this clear, though. If I was Derek Brunson, this is how furious I'd be. Darren Till, all right, if he'd have won that, he'd have been 2-5.
Yeah.
I'm on a 5-win fight streak.
Yeah.
Just won me fucking... Was that his 6th? Was it, or is it his 5th?
I think it's his 5th, I think.
So I'm on a 5-win fight streak, but you were going to give him a fucking title shot if he beat me. But you were going to give me fucking Jared Cannonier.
Helps, doesn't it? If everyone fucking...
What the fuck? I'd be like, I'm going to Bellator and getting paid. See you later.
So this is what the thing is about Darren Till, though. How, like, because Israel Adesanya fucking loves him and everyone else does, it was mad that people were saying if he beats Marvin Vettori, he's going to get the belt as in the title shot. And then now if he beats Derek Brunson, he's going to get it. It's like, he's proper. He does have it quite lucky.
Derek Brunson doesn't have any appeal. That's what it is.
Yeah, for some reason,
no one wants to see him at the press conference. Do you remember the last press conference Derek Brunson did? I didn't even watch the one with Darren Till, and Darren Till would have been entertaining.
Yeah, for some reason, mate, he just doesn't have that like power, that star power.
Dyed his hair blonde 20 years after fucking Eminem did it. He doesn't have that fucking zest that a fucking crowd want to see. But he's a fucking boss fighter. So I'd be pissed off.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to have to make that decision if he fights again or risks it and just stays out. But again, if you do that, you better hope Adesanya wins. Otherwise, mate, like, you're going to have to fight it anyway, and he could have just done it. So you never know, like, but...
Yeah.
He's in a better situation than he would have been if he would have lost anyway, so, you know. But overall, though, mate, that fight card, though, unbelievable.
Just going to say to you, the whole card, Roundtree on it, the fucking leg break, the fucking...
Yeah.
There are a couple of fights I watched that like people I didn't really know too much about, and I was like, they're good fucking...
See, Julian Arosa.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
He was good. He was very good.
Mate, the whole card from top to bottom, I didn't see a boring fight.
No. Oh, sorry, I was just thinking, Julian Arosa could make a little rematch there in the UFC. You know, with Paddy, sorry, maybe just thinking, both flyweights. You never know.
Yeah, I could see it.
Trying to be matchmaker, aren't I?
Mate, you know what? I think the thing with Paddy is they're going to take their time and have a look at what makes Paddy look big.
Yeah.
Because, like what we've just said about Derek Brunson and what's happening with Darren Till, they don't want that to happen with Paddy. Because if they do think he'll struggle at the top 5, they want to make as much money out of him between now and then.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I think they're going to have him on a couple of sort of mediocre fights. Like I said, I mentioned Kevin Lee before. That to me would have been an interesting fight, but like you said, they're not going to give him that. He's going to have 2 or 3 fucking random, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he is. I think they put someone that's kind of like his level, so they're kind of like, hopefully you can get past him and stuff, and then we'll just keep building and building and building.
Look at Islam. Islam's only really just hitting bigger names now.
Yeah.
He's been bigged up for a while.
Yeah.
Out of that sort of Khabib community. Like, Islam's like the next big thing as well, isn't he? But
yeah.
Who have you seen him fight that really have said that's a big test?
Yeah, I think his next one against RDA is definitely his biggest one. Like, that's the one that everyone's kind of looking for. Like, prior to that, yeah. I know he lost once, didn't he? Is it Leonardo Santos? Can't remember, but he was knocked out, wasn't he? In that one fight. But apart from that, like, yeah, he's fucking, yeah. Don't think he's not been tested, like.
But what's this weekend? Refresh my memory.
There's nothing on this weekend. No UFC this weekend. The one after that next week is Ryan Spann versus Anthony Smith, Lionheart Smith.
Right. Yeah, no, I was watching the build-up. Mate, what the fuck do I pay BT for, man? I want some UFC this weekend.
Well, this weekend is Anderson Silva and Tito Ortiz boxing.
Go on, prediction time.
Anderson Silva, mate. I love him, mate. I'm always going to pick him.
You know what, right? I actually like Tito Ortiz more because he was like one of the guys that got me into it back in the day.
Boy.
Mate, I remember watching the Ken Shamrock first fight and that Robbie Lawler fought on the card. Chuck Liddell beat Renato Sobral. Matt fucking Hughes fought on it. It was an unbelievable card. Yeah. And Tito Ortiz put on actually a decent boxing masterclass on that card. He had good head movements and that. He should have had that same head movement when Chuck Liddell pinged it off the fucking fence every time. But at the same time, Tito's been saying, and he says this before every fight, but the last 10 years he's predominantly trained in boxing.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I've watched some of his training. It looks very light boxing.
Yeah.
And I just think if they got in close, Tito Ortiz could take him. But Anderson Silva is just going to jab.
Yeah, I think so.
Wait for his opportunity, right cross, maybe a few hooks, whatever. I don't think Anderson Silva's going to mix it up that much. He's going to be thrown to the body or anything like that. I just think he's going to be rangy. Even though he was fighting a middleweight and fucking Tito was light heavy, he's going to be the rangy one. I don't know what they're reaching.
I do. I think he's smarter.
Yeah, I think he dances a lot more. Tito tracks down and has that stance, might throw a few slips and throw 1-2 hooks, you know. I see Anderson picking them off. Or what is it, 8 rounds, is it?
I think so, yeah. I think so. Yeah. But I see that.
Bigger gloves, it'll go to points, Anderson Silva.
Yeah, I think that as well. But yeah, that's literally it. There's literally nothing else until next week, which is a bit naff like.
Yeah, I think, mate. Sorry, before you go, Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley, what a fucking sham.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think that fight was controversial at all. I thought Jake Paul won the decision easy. Didn't see it as controversial.
Did you not see the fact that he could have murdered him and that the fucking second rope kept him off the ground?
But it's scored round by round, isn't it?
And yeah, but at the same time, that rope kept him up. He would have fucking been on an 8 count. I saw the highlights, so I haven't seen the full thing. Did they give him a standing 8 for that?
No,
No?
because he never went down. It was just kind of a.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he was horizontal on the rope on the pictures I was looking at. He was fucking down. If that rope was not there, it bounced him back up. And Tyron Woodley did not follow up and fucking welly him.
No, and that's the thing. No, but that's the thing.
So to me, it was
he never
fucking.
did that.
I said to you, didn't I, the other week, it'll be done on points. I said he might have lost on points, but it'd been, oh, well, it was Tyron, this, that, and the other. And guess what happened? It was a fucking sham. Tyron needs to fucking stop rapping and start fucking throwing.
Yeah, he's too hesitant.
God blessed him with.
Yeah, he really is too hesitant, though, and he can't say anything.
Is he shy, or is he just bored? He'd fucking done the whole lot of the work. He could have just tapped him, and he would have fell out the ring.
Yeah, and it cost him, didn't it? Because now, as I said, he's got a loss against fucking Jake Paul. So, shite.
Yeah, I lose all interest in all that now. Even the Tito Ortiz, Anderson Silva, it's only because I like Tito and Anderson that I'll look at that.
Yeah, same.
Fucking shame, mate. Fucking shame. So I think that's it anyway, mate, isn't it? You got to go watch Love Island or something?
Love Island's finished, mate. I thought you would have.
It'll be on +1, lads. It'll be on +1.
It's finished.
Oh, you mean it's finished the season?
The season's finished, right? Yeah. What's all this? I thought you would have known that.
Married at first sight, lads.
I'll have to get on that, I'll watch the Australia's one. I'll have to watch this one, mate.
I've been watching it, lads. It's all right, but that's a different fucking show. Yeah, everybody make your comments down below. Not about Married at First Sight or Love Island. Tell us what you think about the fights. Are you agreeing with what we're saying? If you don't bother writing in it because I don't agree with you. Other than that, make sure you like and subscribe. And we will be. Are you back next week, Ashley?
Yeah, I do next week.
You're not out walking the dog, no?
I have got a cat. Could be walking the cat, mate.
Could be stroking the cat, could you? Yeah, stroking the pussy.
The cat, mate.
You could be. Ashley might be stroking the pussy next week. But
find out. Tune in next week and find out.
Yeah, maybe you tune into his early fans. Go on, like and subscribe. See you later, guys.